In this video we're going to discuss how you can set the background image on the ink control and basically when the UX component and how you can control when the UX component goes dirty. So let's start out here by clicking this button that's going to set the ink control to an image that is already in the web root. So that is actually relative to the web root. So I'm going to go there and press this button, set ink background, and you can see that the ink background got set to this image over there, and you can also see that the UX component went dirty. So as soon as I set the background image on this ink, the UX component went dirty. So there are applications where when you set the background on the ink control, you don't actually want the UX component to go dirty. So let's go and take a look at how we can prevent the UX component from going dirty and how this button set the background image. So we'll go back to design mode now, and first we'll go to the ink control itself, and we can see that the ink control has a property called autocommit. So we're going to go there and turn that off, and then we'll go here and look at this button which basically set the ink background. And if we go here, we can see that we're getting a pointer to the ink control, and then we're creating an object that sets a property called image that has a sub-property called data, and 4297.jpg is just the name of the image file that is in the web root in the live preview folder. So this is an image that is directly accessible to the server. And then we call the ink control set background method, passing in this definition object over there. So now when we go and run this, we've turned off the auto commit. So now when we go over to live preview now and we click the button to set the background image, we can see that the background image now has been set, but the UX component itself has not gone dirty. And in fact, even when I start drawing over here, the UX component still has not gone dirty. So I'm drawing on top, I'm drawing my ink right now, but the UX component has not gone dirty. When we now go and press this commit button over there, then you can see at this point the data is committed to this control, and now the UX component has gotten dirty. And when I press the submit button here, I have a debug statement in the after dialog validate, so I can actually see what got submitted. And we can see here that what got submitted is the ink control. It has all the ink data. So there's the ink, but as part of the ink definition here, you can see that we've got the background image is actually stored with the ink control. So in this particular case, the background image here is stored with the ink control. But there may be situations where you want to just capture the ink and not capture the background image. So let's go look and see how that is done. And to demonstrate that, we're going to actually go ahead now and use the second technique for setting the ink background. We're actually going to make an AJAX callback to the server, and on the server we're going to basically get the data for an image. So in this case the image does not have to be relative to the web root. We're going to take the base 64 encoded data for that image and then send it back to the browser to set the ink background. So let's go now and take a look at the code that is going to be running. So when we press this button that does the AJAX callback, you can see we're making an AJAX callback to a next basic function called XB. And then when we go ahead here and look inside XB, we can see that we're going to go and find a particular image. In this case, this is an image that is not relative to the web root. We're going to basically take this image and convert it into a blob, into a binary object. Then we're going to go ahead and base 64 encode the binary object, and then we're going to go here and add the image URI prefix over there. And then here's the JavaScript that we're going to execute to set the background. It's the same JavaScript that you saw before. We're going to get a pointer to the ink control itself. We're going to create an object with some settings, but you can see that in this case we've set a property here called save equals false. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video. So we're continuing now with our discussion of setting the image background on the ink control. And you can see here that in this object we specified save false. So that means that when the ink control, when the data in the ink control is committed, the background image is not going to be saved. And that's going to be important in this case because the background image now is going to be quite big, because it's not just the file name of an image, but it's the base 64 encoded data, so that could be quite large. So and then we basically have a placeholder here for the base 64 encoded data over there, and then we just replace that placeholder with the JS escaped version of the base 64 data, and then we set XB equal to JS. So this means that this code here will be sent back as the response from the AJAX callback. So let's go now and run this. So we'll go over there. We'll now make our AJAX callback, so you can see now that the background image got set. Then I'm going to go here and draw some ink. Then I'm going to hit the commit button so the UX component goes dirty, and then I'm going to press the submit button. And when we look inside the submit button right now, we can see that the base 64 data that is used as the ink background is not submitted. Only the ink is submitted. So by setting that property save equals false, we caused the ink control to not save the background image when the ink was committed. Thanks very much for watching.